all of that makes sense.
You think so?
I'm not sure what is controversial about any of that.
Well, I think what's controversial about it is they say
how far those priority. It's weak.
That's what I heard yesterday. Yeah, I mean,
from whom?
Well, from a lot of Republicans actually.
And is there a dumber group? I mean, than the foreign policy Republicans? I mean, I'm not talking about Republican voters. I mean, the members of Congress, the low IQ guys from, including your state, I hate to say it, Texas, who make their entire career about seeming strong and quoting Reagan, and under whose watch the country has become demonstrably weaker.
It has become, and that
doesn't lead to strength, actually. Where are we now?
And the funny part
is our transgender army. Like, seriously.
Well, people also miss this, Tucker, and this makes me uncomfortable as they get very upset when I say this. I think there's a chance that if we enter war with nuclear allied Russia and China, the United States as we know it, we may take a risk of it ceasing to exist.
Of course.
Okay.
Meantime, the former president, in his first on-camera reaction to the Georgia indictment, has a warning to his party.
Disgraceful thing, and Republicans can't let them get away with it. The Republicans have to be tough. The Republicans are great in many ways, but they don't fight as hard for this stuff, and they have to get a lot tougher. And if they don't, they're not going to have much of a Republican Party.
Well, they haven't been very tough on Donald Trump, and one of the Republicans who is defending Trump is Vivek Ramaswamy. And today, a memo from Ron DeSantis' super PAC laid out some advice for the Florida governor ahead of next week's debate. Among the suggestions, defend Donald Trump, but, quote, take a sledgehammer to Ramaswamy. And joining me now is the candidate mentioned in that memo, Vivek Ramaswamy. He's giving a speech at the Nixon Library tonight. Welcome, Mr. Ramaswamy. Appreciate you joining us.
It's good to see you, Jim. How are you?
I'm good. Hey, let's get right to this. A pro-DeSantis super PAC, I'm sure you've seen this, has posted documents online that show DeSantis' upcoming debate strategy, and that includes not only attacks on President Biden as well as media, but instructions to, quote, hammer Ramaswamy. Are you preparing to be hammered?
You know, I have been prepared for that for a lot of my life, and I'm prepared to take that on. The truth is I'm an outsider in this race, and I think that is threatening a lot of the professional politicians, understandably. A guy like me is not supposed to be in this race, according to their book. I'm approaching my debate strategy a little bit differently. I think many times if you don't have a message, you look to attack other candidates. I'm preferring to stand for my own message, asking the question, what are we running to? And I think if we're guided by that purpose, the attacks from the other candidates are not going to stop me.
And the latest Fox polling shows you gained ground, more ground since June than any other candidate. Why are you gaining ground while candidates like Ron DeSantis are struggling to catch on?
I think the reality is I'm unconstrained in speaking the truth. There are many forces at work in both political parties, in the establishment of the Democrat Party and the Republican Party alike, that constrains what candidates can actually say. A lot of that comes from the donor class. In the Republican Party, you have a lot of super PAC puppets. I'm not one of them. I'm a patriot who speaks the truth. I am independent. I'm putting my own money into this campaign precisely to avoid taking a tin can with a hat in hand, asking a bunch of donors for permission to run. And I think that's a very different model from many of the other professional politicians in this race.
Hi folks, it's Tisha Paul, former Fox News guest and former Newsmax guest, and now I'm a YouTuber, and I'm just trying to remind you to hit that free like and that free subscribe button, as it helps out a lot. And do us a favor and view the products from Neiman Marcus or Nordstrom or Macy's. You can actually view those products by clicking on the left, and you could still watch the video. And as you know, that we get a commission from if you purchased it, and you can purchase this anywhere in the world. Of these products that you purchase, the revenue we get, whatever commission we get, 10% goes to a missionary. So when we reach that $1,000 threshold to give to a missionary, we're going to be showing those segments live. So not only do you get to splurge on the best Tom Ford, the best perfume, the best MAC, Chanel, Estee Lauder. I mean, this is Neiman Marcus, Nordstrom, and Macy's, and they're shipping anywhere in the world. Check out those products. Click on they will go ahead and mail it to you. And yes, we do get a commission, and 10% of our commission will be going to missionary, and we will do our missionary checks live. So go ahead and hit that free like and that free subscribe button. That way you can get the latest breaking news. And folks, for you who join our membership, premier membership as a security attorney, we can do a one-on-one. We could even have you in New York, or we can have you on our show. We could do a Zoom with you on the show, but those are for premier members only. There's a lot of perks in being a premier member on Wall Street News or US Business News. I'm Tisha Powell. Yes, I'm going to show you a segment with me and Megan in the Fox days. Have a lovely day. We'll see you real soon. Back to the segment. Hi, it's Tisha Powell, and you've just heard from Tucker Carlson. He had a Twitter video with Vivek Ramaswamy, and Jim Acosta also showed President Donald Trump's speech, and then he went in and spoke to Vivek Ramaswamy, because as you know, Vivek Ramaswamy is also a GOP contender, and he is making big progress because he's telling the truth, and we wanted the truth. That's what people are seeking, and Vivek Ramaswamy is coming. He's an outsider, and he's coming for the big ticket. So we're going to be watching a lot with Mr. Ramaswamy, because you know he's an outsider and he's trying to tell the politicians, get away, we're going to do it properly. And this is why I love watching Tucker Carlson, whether he's on Fox or he's on Twitter, and I love watching Jim Acosta on CNN, because you're getting both perspective. You've got secular media and you've got conservative media pushing Vivek Ramaswamy, because this is going to be a top contender, because he is a truth seeker and he is just telling us the reality of what's going on in America and how we need to protect ourselves. All right. So we cannot keep printing money, $32 trillion in debt. Even 100 years from now, we're still going to be on the hook. America is never going to be able to pay off $32 trillion in 100 years, not even 1,000 years. Either way, you won't be alive for 1,000 years. So I'm just saying, we need these kind of voices like Vivek Ramaswamy telling us and pushing us in the right direction. So I'm just going to shout out to Tucker Carlson when he did that Twitter one. And I'm going to shout out to Jim Acosta from CNN for bringing us that news. And you see President Trump is still in it problems. We can tell that the big government is going to be attacking Trump a lot. And our backup is Vivek Ramaswamy. Doesn't look like DeSantis is really pulling much more, even though people think he would. But, you know, Vivek Ramaswamy is definitely the contender and the person that you should be looking for. This is probably one day going to be a GOP contender that could probably be president of the United States. It's not a stretch, people. When the person has truth, they have truth with them, and you can feel it and you can hear it. And look, Tucker Carlson doesn't think anything Vivek Ramaswamy is saying is a conspiracy. It's not a stretch. And Jim Acosta had Vivek Ramaswamy on. I guess he thought he was going to bash him, but it didn't work. Vivek Ramaswamy came out ahead. And we are just loving these videos. We'll be back with more.